All right. Shalom, shalom. 1 second. You know it's time for a new Bible. Page flying out. All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Paul Haloim La, Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakat, Radash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edified. The brother Shawab, I'm Wan back at you with another lesson. And as always, we come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America. All right, to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is also known as the Whore of Babylon. All right, which is also synonymous with America. All right, and we also prophesy the downfall of the so-called white man, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, and salvation is preached unto you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speak of. All right, and salvation is preached unto you, and it's now high time to awake out of sleep. All right, for our salvation is nearer than we believe. All right, and what we're going to go into today, all right, for anybody that's new in this truth, all right, not only that, we got to be repetitive with Israel, because Israel is very hard-headed, man. You got to tell them things more than 3, 4, 5 times, all right? And even then, they still won't get it, all right? But it's made for those that are of the elect, those that are able to, you know, understand what the Lord is bringing out through the scriptures, all right? All right? Everything is done through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So if it's for you to get it, it's because the Lord has given you the power for you to understand these things. You see? All right. So today we're going to go into what? Shalom, brother. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. And Salakia, if on the right side of my screen is a little weird, it's like all blurry, it's because I got a whole crack on my screen and the crack runs right through the actual camera. All right. We're going into this topic. All right. Who is the beast? All right. What is his image? And what is his mark? Okay. Because we have to understand these 3 things when it comes down to Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right. Because Revelation is speaking about a beast that will rise up out of the sea. All right. And then it's speaking about an image that's going to be taken on through the people. And after that, a mark, okay, is going to be given on to the people. All right, so what we're going to go into is we're going to explain, starting off with who is the beast. All right. And at the end of the day, who is the beast? The beast is an actual man. All right. The beast goes back to it being Esau Edom. Okay. Going all the way back to the garden when he was the serpent. All right. And on top of that, it goes into the NATO and the EU. All right. In these days coming together. All right. To form an alliance, to form a beast system. All right. That YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi is actually allowing. All right. Because nobody rules in the kingdom. All right. Nobody rules on this earth unless the Lord YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi allows that. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. This is Daniel. You're gonna have to be patient with me because these damn phones are on another level right now. All right, but this is Daniel 2nd chapter. Give me 1 second. I'm waiting for it to load. As a matter of fact, let's grab it from here. This is Daniel, the 2nd chapter. Give me 1 second. All right, this is Daniel, the 2nd chapter, and I want to say, and 20. It says, Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yahweh forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise. He giveth and knowledge to them that know understanding. All right. So the point is that he removeth kings, all right, and he setteth up kings. So anybody that's a king in this earth that's ruling today, all right, is because the Lord YAHWAH'S Yahawashi allows these people to actually rule. All right, which at the end of the day, he has set up the basis of men to rule the earth as we speak right now. All right, which that's Esau Edom. Okay, let's go to Revelations 13. And we'll start off at the top. All right, let me see if this damn phone kicked in or what. All right, this is whew. All right, this is Revelations 13 and 1. And it says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. All right, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. So it says, I saw a beast rise up out of the sea. All right, so going back to this beast, all right, which the word beast goes back into the word beast, I believe it goes back into in the ancient world as in no order. All right, so at the end of the day, this devil that's ruling, all right, he has no order. Okay, as a matter of fact, it tells you that in Job. All right, let's grab that real quick. Job 10 and 21. And it says, but I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of the death. All right, and what's the shadow of death? The valley of the shadow of death is going into what? America. All right, it says a land of darkness as darkness itself. All right, yeah, because everything here is ass backward. All right, everything here, everything that's righteous is considered as evil, and everything that's evil is considered as righteousness. It says the land of darkness as darkness itself, of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness. You see, so there is no order in America, and this is why everybody here is mourning, because there's no actual order in the land. All right, just like it tells you in, let's grab that real quick, Ecclesiastes 10th chapter, the 1st verse. It says a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. You see, but this devil's not a prudent man. All right, it says as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is. Such are all they that dwelt therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. All right. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And who is it that's going to be set up that is profitable, man? That's going to be Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Yahushai is going to be the one that's set up, all right, to make this place profitable, man, to bring righteousness upon the earth. All right. So it's telling you that what manner of men the ruler of man, the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell in there. All right. So we have Esau, Edom, that's here to what? To destroy the earth. All right. To take peace from the earth, to bring death toward the earth. All right. So this is why we have no peace now. This is why we have death around us, surrounding us at all times, because Esau, all right, is an authority. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear food, the people mourn. All right, so we're constantly mourning. We're constantly going through trials and tribulations, death, sickness. All right, all because Esau is in rulership, which the Lord has allowed. Okay, this is Ecclesiasticus 10:4. Shalom, brother Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah to the brother Ashamath. All right, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it that one that is profitable. Same thing we just read. All right, and the Lord's going to set Yahushua upon the earth, all right, to rule forever and ever. Okay, and Yahushua's men are going to rule forever and ever. They're going to take the kingdom forever and ever. All right, because the earth was created for our sake. All right, but right now we have what? We have the heathens that are ruling over us. As a matter of fact, let's prove that. That goes into 2nd Ezra's, I believe it's 6 and 55, and it's 54. It says, after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. All right, for who? The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, because that's who the Lord is dealing with. The Lord not dealing with any of these other people. The Lord is not dealing with any of these heathens. All right, when you go to, I believe it's Psalms 147, it talks about how the Lord gave his word unto Jacob. All right, he has not dealt with any of these other nations other than Israel. All right, Israel is the chosen nation, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is chosen people. Okay, so it says, as for the other people which also come of Adam, okay, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So all these other nations the Lord ain't dealing with, man. He looks at them as spittle, all right, as no one's. Okay, it says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? All right. So the Lord said that this world was created for our sakes. But Ezra is asking, if the world was created for our sakes, all right, why is it that these heathens are ever reputed above us? Okay, and that's because why the Lord sets up who he wants to be in rulership in the time. All right, and two, because us going off and making sacrifices unto devils, all right, we were what? All right, we were going off, we were worshiping other gods, so we had to pay for the things that we had did. So the Lord gave us sold us onto our enemies, all right, to our captivity, basically. And that goes into what is that? Baruch 4 and I believe it's around 6, the 6th verse. Okay, so it tells you that because we made sacrifices unto devils and not to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the Lord has what? He has put us in the hands of our enemies. That's why these enemies of ours is ruling over us. Okay, so now going back, all right, to Revelations, Salakia. Revelations 13:1. And it says, and I stood on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. All right. And what's the sea? The sea is synonymous with the people. All right. Which you go into Revelation 17 chapter. As a matter of fact, I'll grab it real quick. All right. Revelations, the 17th chapter. And it tells you, and he said, 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth, all right, are peoples, multitudes, and nations and tongues. All right. So this is speaking of the people. All right. Because at the end of the day, it goes even deeper than that. You have to understand that we're what? We're like 80% water into our bodies. All right. So it's all representation of our of us, the people that's on the earth today. Okay. So going back to Revelations 13:1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. All right. And that beast is talking about that NATO and that EU. All right. That's ruling today. Okay. They were going to be basically a dominant, the beast rising was a powerful like government. All right. A government of dominance. All right. Particularly with the nations. And they were allowed to rule over the world because why? The Lord YAHAWAH'S has given them that power to rule over the world. Okay. So going back, it says having 7 heads and 10 horns, upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head and the name of blasphemy. All right. And when we go into the 7 heads, it goes into what? You go into the French, Spanish. All right. Germania minor, Germania major. What's going on, man? Germania minor, Germania major. All right. You go into the you're going into the Romans, the Greeks, the British. All right. That's the 7 heads. All right. Which at the end of the day, America becomes that 8th head. All right. That's an extension of where at the end of the day, they come from the mothers, the British Empire. All right. But America is synonymous with that ancient Roman, the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. Okay. So it says, and the 10 horns go into the EU. All right. With the EU, I got them written down. I haven't brought them out in a while. Give me 1 second. Goes into Belgium, Denmark, all right, France, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, the Spanish and Portugal, England and Ireland, and West Germany. That's the 10 heads, all right, the EU. Okay, going into these allies of America. All right, let's go into lock here. Revelations 13 and 2, and it says, and the beast, as a matter of fact, and now speaking of the beast, all right, the beast, like I said before earlier in the lesson, it goes all the way back to the garden. All right, because as a matter of fact, let me prove that real quick. This is Genesis, what is that? 3 and 1 second. Woo! It's freezing already, boy. 1 second. This is what is it at? One second. Man, I know I'm passing right by it. Oh, there you go. This is 1. This is 3. Revelations 3 and 1, and it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord YAHAWAH'S has made, and he has said unto the woman, yeah, Yahweh said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. All right. So the point is that the Lord said that the serpent, all right, which the serpent was actually a sly, treacherous man. It wasn't no actual serpent. All right. So the serpent was the most subtle beast out of all right. You see, he said the subtle was more subtle than any beast of the field, all right, because that's exactly what they are, all right. They go back to being actual beasts, okay. And as a matter of fact, when you go into to prove that even more, all right, I believe it's Micah, I want to say Micah the 7th chapter. I mean, not Micah. I'm thinking about something else. Psalms 73. That's where it's at. All right, Psalm 73. You have what's his name? Let me grab it. Woo. When you go into Psalm 73, I believe his name was damn, started with an A. What was his name? Asaph, something like that. And basically what he was going into, he was being compared to a beast. All right. As a matter of fact, let me just grab it real quick. This is Psalms, the 73rd chapter. Asaph, that's what his name was. Asaph. I couldn't get it out for a second. This is Psalm 73, and give me 1 second. Oh man. Trying to find it real quick. I know it's in here somewhere. But basically what he was being compared to was being compared to an actual beast, okay? Because of the way that Israel was walking in the ways of the heathen. Anytime you walk in the ways of the heathen, you're pretty much as an animal. You consider it as an animal. You consider it as a beast to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So Asaph, all right, at that moment was being compared to an actual beast, which shows you that whenever you're not doing the will of the Lord and you're doing wickedness, you're considered as an animal. You're considered as a beast. So this devil, all right, going back to the garden, he was more subtle than any beast in the field. All right. And when you read that even more, you go down a little bit, it tells you 14, and the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat. Meaning what? Confusion. All right. But the point is that it says, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, which the cattle is also synonymous with the people. All right. So above all these different nations, all right, you was going to have Esau that was going to be cursed above all these different people, man. Give me a second real quick. All right. So continuing on. All right. And to show you even more, that just popped up in my head, Daniel the 4th chapter. Another way to show you that the Lord set up who he wants to set up, all right, to be in rulership. This is Daniel 4:17. And it says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers. Matter of fact, let me go up. Let me go up 1. It says, let his heart, 15. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beast in the grass of the earth. It says, let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, all right, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High Yahweh ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. All right, so when you go into Job, all right, Job, I believe it's the 30th chapter. All right, it explains that Esau, this is verse 30, it says they were children of fools, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. All right, so that's the Lord setting up the lowliest, those that are at the bottom, the true scum of the earth. All right, because see, you got Esau that'll try to say that we the scum of the earth, but we're not, man. We're royalty apparently to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. See, but Esau is not royalty, man. The only reason, again, he's ruling now is because the Lord allows it. All right, so I'm gonna read that one more time. Salakia. Let me grab Daniel one more time. Daniel 4:17, and it says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know." Yeah, everybody here is going to know and understand, all right, that the Lord is the one that's in control of all things. All right, that the Most High Yahweh ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. All right, so going back to Job 30 and 8, it says they were children of fools, and this is speaking about Esau. Matter of fact, let me take it from the top. Job 30:1. "But now they are younger, they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, and whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, flying into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste." And that's crazy because they're doing the same thing now. They want everything in this world, man. They want everything to be under their hand. They want to play the role of the Lord, all right? And they pretty much want to have the power to rule everything in this earth, all right? And it says, "For want and famine they were solitary." And this is why they were solitary. And what? They were solitary in these Caucasus mountains, all right? Mount Seir. It says, "Flying into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys." All right, meaning what? The clefts of the rock. All right, and when you go into the word Caucasian, all right, which that's where Salakia, Caucasus, which that's where you get the word Caucasian, which that actually means to be a cave dweller, man. So they were the originals that were actually living in the caves. You see, you got these damn devils that talk about, the caveman, that they were the first on the earth and this and that. That's Esau right there. All right, Esau trying to put himself first above all the people. All right, when the Lord has chosen his people to be above all these other nations. Goes into Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, the 7th verse. All right, that thou art a holy people, all right, unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, that we're above all these other nations. All right, continuing on, it says, "To dwell in the cities of the valleys and caves of the earth and in the rocks. Among the bushes they braid." All right, because that's what they were doing. When you go into that word braid, that's talking that pretty much that monkey talk, man. Woo, woo, woo. That's how they were going at it, man, back in those days. They didn't know how to speak. They didn't know how to wash their ass. We had to teach them how to wash their ass. Okay, we had to teach them how to speak and things like that. All right, so it says, "Among the bushes they braid, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, children of base men. They were viler than the earth." So they're the true scum of the earth, all right? And they are the ones that the Lord has set up to be in rulership to this day, the basis of men, all right? So going on. So going back to Revelation 13 and 2. And the beast which I saw, which all this is a vision that John the Revelator is seeing. All right. So it says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. All right. Which that leopard goes back into the Greeks. All right. When you go into the 7th chapter of Daniel, all right, it speaks about the leopard being a representation of the Greeks. All right. Which if you go back into history, you had what's his name? The Macedonian Alexander, what they call Alexander the Great, is actually Alexander the Greek. All right. Which, you know, when he came into rulership, man, he brought evils upon the earth. He ruled for about 12 years. All right. And then his sons took over, which his sons were 4 vicious ass fucking, you know, rulers, man. All right. So the Greeks back in the day, you had Alexander the Great, all right, the Greek, that actually wore a leopard hat, you know, showing you that it's all spiritual, how the Lord puts these things together and how he, you know, he makes these things manifest onto us through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH'S. And it says, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, all right, which the bear goes into the representation of Russia, okay? It says, in his mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority, all right, which that goes into the time of the Roman Empire, all right, when the Roman Empire was ruling on the western side of the Salaki, on the the eastern, I meant to say. Give me 1 second, Salaki. I'll just grab it from here. Whew. This is Revelations. Oops. I'll read it from here. It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave his power and his seat and great authority. All right. Going into, and as a matter of fact, it was the Western Roman Empire. All right. That was in great authority. All right. That they have received, and they were able to establish that dominance upon the earth. All right. They were ruling like nobody has ever ruled in that time. All right. But what ended up happening? They ended up falling away. All right. Which goes into the time of the Renaissance era, because you had what? You had Jake that ruled for 1,000 years. All right. As a matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. This is Revelations 20. And I saw in 1, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. All right, which the bottomless pit goes into Europe. Okay. And it says, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. All right. So that dragon is going back all the way to the serpent that was in the garden. Okay. And that serpent is also called what? Which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. All right. So he was what? He was put into captivity. All right. You had King Solomon. All right. King David that was ruling at the time. They ruled for a little bit. We ruled for 1,000 years. And what did we do? We went off and went back to our old ways. All right. And the Lord had raised up this devil. All right. Which was that Roman Empire that had took over everything. All right. But then fell because Jake, all right, ended up ruling for 1,000 years. But then the Lord gave this devil back his power, which is the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. All right. Which they came back into in the Renaissance era, which Renaissance goes back into what? Rebirth. All right. So it was the rebirth of that strong empire, but made even stronger than the first time. All right. And if you look around us today, everything that we see is a representation of Rome. All right. The way these buildings are built. All right. The way these stadiums are built. All right. How they come back with their with their healings and their medicines and things like that. All right, that shit all goes back to the ways of Rome, man. Okay, us going through these, through these little famines and going through these different scenarios that they're putting us in, trying to make us do wicked. It was the same thing that they were doing in Rome. Okay, making us take up after the heathens' ways. All right. So for 1,000 years, they were not able to what? Deceive anybody. But the first thing they did when they came back into power is what? All right. They made the people worship, all right, the creature more than the creator. All right. What did they do? They laid open the book, like it tells you in Maccabees, the 3rd and 48th verse. All right. That they laid open the book and sought to paint the likeness of their images. All right. So that's what they started doing. The first thing they did when they came back into rulership is that they started deceiving our people by taking our depictions of our Lord, all right? And they started making them what? They started making them whitewashing everything, iconoclasm, okay? Having our people believe in these different religions, Christianity, okay? Catholicism, all that shit goes back to the times of Rome, man. All right, so let's go back. I mean, as a matter of fact, let me just jump down real quick to 7. And it says, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. All right. And it says, and as a matter of fact, that's talking about Satan. It's talking about the actual Edomites. All right. Because you got Jehovah Witnesses that'll be like, well, you see, Satan was going to be locked up for 1,000 years in prison. And then he was going to come out and deceive people again, But that's not talking about the Satan that they thinking. It's not talking about no little red, devil that's sitting in the bottom of hell that was going to be locked up in chains in the fire for 1,000 years and then come back out. No, that's talking about Esau, Edom, going back to these Romans, man. All right. So it says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, and number of whom is as the sand of the sea. All right. So what did he do? The first thing he did is he went back out there and he deceived the nations, man. He didn't deceive the nations for 1,000 years, but then he went out there and deceived everybody with the depictions, the iconoclasm, all right, the different religions and all that. All right, so let's continue on. This is Revelation 13th chapter. All right. Going back to the 2nd verse, it says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, all right, the Greeks, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, Russia, and his mouth as the mouth, okay, of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. All right. So we know that in these last days, there was going to be somebody that was going to be ruling with great authority. All right. Now, if you go into, let's bring that out real quick, Daniel. Woo. This is Daniel, the 7th verse. I mean, the 7th chapter. Okay. And it says, I'll start from 3. Matter of fact, I'll just start from the top. I mean, from the 2nd one. It says, Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea, and 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to him. All right, so going into this lion that had eagle's wings is going into when you had the Assyrian Empire, all right, and the Babylonians. Basically, the Babylonians and the Assyrian Empire, they co-ed. All right, it was co-ed. They both had power at that time. All right. Now it goes into the 5th, and it says, and behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. All right, going into the Persians and the Medes. All right, and then it says, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which is going into these Greeks, all right, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue of the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. All right, yeah, because this system was stronger than all the other nations, all these other empires, okay, that were placed before it. It says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. All right, and what is it that they speak? All right, the democracy, the lies, the homosexuality. All right, their idolatry. All right, the ways of the society. That's the great things that they're speaking about. Okay, it says, like I lost my place. I said, it says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. One second, Salakia. Let me jump down. Whew. You know, I'll just keep reading. It says, 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment, which is all speaking about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. So these other empires, they ruled only for a little bit, all right? But when these Romans came into rulership, they were more powerful than the other ones, all right? And they ruled for a long time, all the way till now. They're still ruling, okay? Because while you had the revival of the ancient Roman Empire, all right? So basically, them same spirits that were in those times came back, all right? And it says, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. All right, because righteousness is going to be set upon the earth, and Yahweh Shah is the creator of all things, man. So the Lord Yahweh is going to give his son the power to rule forever and ever. All right, it says, I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit, in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever. Then I will know the truth of the 4th beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces, stampede the residue with his feet. All right, meaning what? That he was going to take out the rest of these other empires. All right, he was going to break the rest of these nations in pieces. It says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came to the saints, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth. All right, meaning what? They were going to end up taking peace from the earth, destroy the earth. All right, because when you go into the Greeks, you know, and it combines into that Greco-Roman Empire, all right, what happened? That's exactly what these devils was doing. All right, when you had the Greeks that came into rulership, all right, evils multiplied upon the earth. So you can only imagine by the time it got to the actual Romans, man, how much the evil had multiplied upon the earth. Okay, so oh shit, my shit dying already. Not my phone, but my other phone, the one I'm using. Slack it. All right, going back. Man, I hate when my phone goes all the way back to the top. So going back, it says 20, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of his kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and the other shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. All right. So at the end of the day, it don't matter how much this devil rules, he has a set time. All right. That's why I tell you with that in Job. What is that? The 5th verse. All right. Let me grab that real quick. This is Job. I'm gonna say now it's Job 14. Give me 1 second, Salakia. Oh man, my fingers. Damn, where is that? Job. If a brother could put it up, you know what? I think it's in 13 actually. I haven't none of that in a while. Oh, there you go. Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. You see? So at the end of the day, his days are determined. He has his bounds that he cannot pass. His rulership can only go so far. All right. This is why he at the end of his rulership now, because he's at the peak of his rulership. All right. And he's going to mostly be at the peak of his rulership when the time comes for him to set this Rice Krispie treat and make it mandatory upon the world and try the world in the hour of temptation. All right. So going back, Daniel 7. All right. As a matter of fact, let me go into 8 real quick. And then I'm gonna jump into Second Ezra's 11 to show you that fourth kingdom. I mean, that fourth beast was gonna be in rulership in those last days. All right. This is, what did I want out of here? 1 second. Woo. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me just go there now. This is Second Ezra's, the 11th chapter, and it's like 30. 39. I'll start from I'll start from 36. It says, then I heard a voice which said unto me, look before thee and consider the thing that thou seest. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, hear thou, all right, which the eagle, all right, goes into a representation of America, because America, all right, what's their sign, man? They use the eagle to represent America, a bald eagle, all right? So it says, damn, I hate when it does that. It says, and I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion, all right, going into YAHAWAH'S, chased out of the wood, and I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, are not thou it that remainest of the 4 beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? All right, that's why it tells you that what? Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. All right, so the ending of the world was going to come through the Edomites, man, through the Romans. All right, the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. It says, are not thou it that remainest of the 4 beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? And the 4th came and overcame all the beasts that were past. And you see how the Lord is calling the rest of these other nations beasts, because that's what they were. There were some fucking animals, man. And anybody that wanted to follow after the heathenistic ways, man, that damn fucking Jewish guy just almost ran over this guy walking down the street, yo. Like, he wasn't even looking at him. Just wanted to run his ass over. And the guy looking at him like he crazy too. So going back, it says, and the 4th came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness. And that's what this devil does now. See, he has power over the world. And what is Esau? What is Esau's greatest weapon of mass destruction? Fear. All he tries to do is install fear to our people, in our people. All right. So it says, damn, I hate when that happens. I gotta go all the way back down. It says, and the 4th came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit, for the earth hast thou not judged with truth, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and has cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. All right. And that's why when you go into the Maccabees, it talks about how they were what? They were the authors of all mischief against the Hebrews, man, against the Jews. All right. So continuing on, that was to prove that this damn devil in these last days was going to be empowered. So when you read in Revelation, the 13th chapter, about that beast that's rising out of the sea, all right, this is the beast that we're talking about. Okay. All right, so going back to Revelations 13. Strong as hell. This is 13 and 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wandered after the beast. All right. And what is this talking about? This is talking about, all right, when you had the Romans, before they were put into that, before they were ruled over Jake for 1,000 years. All right. They were in what? They were in rulership, but then they fell. All right. And in the Renaissance era, they came back. All right. So that's him being, what does it say? And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. All right. So that deadly wound that was healed was that Renaissance era. That was the ancient Roman, the revival of the ancient Roman Empire coming back into rulership. He was healed. Okay. Which, one second. Ugh. This is Malachi 1 and 4. All right, this is the time that it's speaking about. All right, because Malachi 1 and 4 is speaking about the time of the Renaissance era. Okay, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. All right, and they've been building ever since, all the way till now, still building to this day. Okay, if you look around, all they doing is fucking knocking down trees wherever they can find a spot to put buildings and all types of shit, and they'll knock it down and continue to keep building. All right, and if it wasn't for YAHAWAH'S bringing judgment on this devil will keep building and building and building till there ain't no room left in this damn earth. Okay. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord YAHAWAH'S of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel. All right, so this right here is talking about the times of the Renaissance era. All right, how we was ruling in the Dark Ages, and then the Renaissance era came, and they came back into rulership. All right, so going back to Revelations 13. Them fingers. I didn't think it was gonna be that. Let me see something real quick. Give me 1 second. Come on, phone. This is Salaki, I was just thinking about something. I believe I did explain before when I was speaking of the little horn that was gonna come up. All right, because that little horn was a representation of America. That's that extension, basically. All right, that was gonna come into rulership. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but just in case I didn't, I mentioned it now. All right. So going back to Revelations. Revelations 13 and 4. Whew. Revelations 13 and 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with them? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. All right, and that 42 months goes into 3 years and a half, which breaks down into 350 years. All right. So once these people, all right, were brought back into rulership, Okay, it says that what? And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. All right, yeah, our people started worshiping on the ways of these heathens, going after their ways, after their religions, after their idolatry. All right, following in the ways of the system, which I'm going to explain in a little bit, which that goes into what the image of that beast is. All right, but I'll continue on in a second with that. All right, and it says 6, and he opened his mouth and blasphemed against Yahweh. All right, and that's what they do. Why? Because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is not in his thoughts. He's always going to be against the Lord. All right, wherever the Lord wants us to do, he's going to be totally contrary to it. Okay. So it says, and he opened his mouth and blasphemed against Yahweh, and that's why they are what? They are antichrist. The scriptures tell you that there are many antichrists in those days, man. Not just one antichrist. People think they have this thought that the antichrist is one person. All right. Anybody that's against Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you are an antichrist. All right. All these 2/3 that don't want to listen to this word and they keep on passing by, you're an antichrist. All these fake ass Jews out here, they're antichrist. All these other heathens and all these other nations, they're all antichrist. Okay. So it says, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with them. And the only one that's going to make war with them is Yahweh Shai, man. And they're going to try to make war back, but they're not going to prevail, man. The Lord going to take them out in seconds. All right. That's when Michael and his angels go against the dragon, and the dragon and his minions, all right, are going to try to go after Yahweh Shai, but they're not going to prevail. It says 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. All right, and the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. So when the time comes that this devil comes and rolls out his actual what? His actual charagma, all right? Because the image is already here. The image is set up on earth, and our people are following after the image. You see? So now you have Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that was going what? He was going to expose the son of perdition in those last days. All right? Explaining to you who that beast was, who it goes back to, and that was done. Then this devil was going to bring in his image to the world, which everybody here, that's 2/3, are caught up in the ways of his image, the ways of his philosophies. Okay, none of them are the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, and then eventually he was going to give you what? He was going to give you that charagma. All right, which is going to show that you are truly, ultimately worshiping him on another level, and that's your God and not Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. So it says, and he opened his mouth and blasphemed against Yahweh, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwelt in heaven. All right. And that's what he did. All right. He blasphemed the name of the Lord by giving you Caesar Borgia, by giving you God, Jehovah, and all these other damn different names. Okay. He made you worship the creature more than the creator. All right. So it says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given to him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. All right. So if you're not written in the book of life, all right, and you are 2/3, and you're one of those that are supposed to die, that are of the multitude that should perish in vain, right? All right. You're gonna end up lining up to get that actual mark that he's gonna give you and present to you. Why? Because you're not written in the book of life. You much rather worship this devil and his system, all right, and run down to Egypt for help than to run to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for your true guidance. All right. And it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. He is the patient and the faithful saint. All right. And that's what we're patiently waiting for. We're waiting on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to bring this devil down so we can get our licks in. The Lord said not to avenge ourselves, because vengeance vengeance is for him at the end of the day. All right, so we have to wait patiently, suffering to get up out of here, man. Feeling like we ain't never gonna get up out of here, basically. And it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right, which those two horns go into the Democrats and the Republicans. All right, which any of y'all that think that these Republicans and Democrats are not on the same fucking team, man, you stupid. All right, because you still, I hear this talk all the time, and like people at work, like these people don't know no better. They don't know nothing about the scriptures, but they damn sure they think they know politics. All right, but they really don't know politics either, because they're only going on the things based on what they hear, the things that are said on TV and radio and social media and things like that. But these people don't have the understanding that all these damn, you know, Republicans and Democrats, they're on the same fucking team, man. They're all here to destroy you. They all sit at the round table and laugh at you at the end of the day. It says, he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he's doing that right now. A lot of draconian laws is being placed upon the earth without us realizing, all right? Because why are people caught up in the witchcrafts and the sorceries and all the distractions of the world? So they're not seeing these things that are being established right under their noses, all right? So it says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him. Yeah, because they took all that power that they had. Again, when the Romans, before they lost their power, all right, they were ruling, they were on a whole nother level, man. They were powerful as shit. All right, so he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And how did they doing that? By bringing all the things that were back in those times of the Roman Empire, bringing them back today without you even knowing. Why? Because you lost in the sauce and you don't know your true history. To know the mystery, you have to know the history. So if you know the history of who these different nations are according to scripture, all right, you're able to know who's who, what time frame we're in, all right, who's ruling, who's not. All right. So going back, it says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Hold on real quick. Let me take this off. Damn, I can't even take that off, man. Oh, that's why. Should have turned off. Salakia. All right. So going back, I got 5% on this phone. So going back, it says, hold on. Shit does this every time. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he does great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. All right, and that's what they're doing. They brought the image back from the times of the Roman Empire. They brought it back today. All right, now going into those images. All right, the image of the beast is what? All right, you got, again, democracy, lies, you know, homosexuality, idolatry, murder, you know. These are all different things that this devil's been doing the whole time, you know. His image, and he wants you to be just like him. He wants you to be a beast and act the same way that he acts, man. That's why he gets infuriated when he sees our people waking up and walking in the ways of YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi, man, because that's not the image that he wants you to be in. He wants you to see, you got YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi that wants us to be in the spitting image of him, all right? Because the Lord said that he created man to be in his image, right? Meaning us, okay? But here it is, Esau always want to be contrary to the scriptures, He wants you to be the image that he gives you. You see? Because his image is going to cause you to what? It's going to cause you to sin. It's going to cause you to go off. All right? It's going to cause you to be put to death because the wages of sin is death. All right? So it says, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which means what? The technologies they have. Look at all the technologies that we have right before our eyes, all because we living in the fourth industrial revolution, the internet of things. All right. In order for them to bring in this new world order, they have to get rid of the old order. The old order don't have the internet of things. It's not the old order. It's not the fourth industrial revolution. All right. Everything that's being made digitally. All right. Everything that's you're pretty much living in a fucking video game, yo. That's the means of those miracles, which is all the technologies that the devil feeds you. Which all these technologies, man, I would have loved to see that. All these technologies goes back to what? Witchcraft, sorceries, all that, distractions. And our people that are 2/3 are in wow. They can't believe the technologies that are being brought out. But see, what do the scriptures tell us? All right, 2 Corinthians 2:11. All right, for we are not ignorant to Satan's devices. So none of these technologies that the devil brings out is going to be able to deceive the elect. Okay? We're going to see right through that. That's the beauty of this thing, that we have the spirit of discernment, that the Lord gave us the eyesight to see these things before they happen. All right? So continuing on. Oh, shit. I would brought some gloves out here. It says, and he does great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from the heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. All right, and it's speaking. It's speaking loud and clear right now who this devil is. All right, what is his image that he wants you to take after, and that the mark that he's about to give you. All right, he wants you to put it into your body so you can confirm to YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi that is your power, that is your God. All right, and by you taking, okay, that mark, all right, you're already going into the ways of the society. You're already going into his image. Okay, look at that. Look how this world is just like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. That's one of the images, man. They want you to be a flaming fruity pebble out here, man. They want to allow pedophilia, all right, to be legal. See, this is shit that was all going in the times of Rome. The same thing was happening in the times of Rome. There's no new thing under the sun. That's how you know that that's the same empire coming back and through reincarnation. Okay, idolatry. Look at all the shit that our people is fucking worshiping out here, man. You got a whole little. You got 3 crates sitting right there. I wouldn't doubt if somebody that's Jake will go up to that shit and start worshiping it, man. Because they so confused and lost under this devil's rulership that all the idolatry that they give you, all right, money's idolatry. If you worship money, all right, and not Yahweh, you idolizing that money, man. You're not supposed to worship God and mammon, man. Okay, the Lord is not about money. Okay. Matter of fact, you had Yahawashi that went into the temple and he was knocking shit over. Why? Because they were making merchandise of his father's of his father. You know what I'm saying? So you that already tells you the Lord ain't about all that bread and all that money shit, man. But you got people that worship that. All right, you got people that worship. They want you to worship a woman above YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi. That's another image that they got, man. Okay, you worshiping a woman, which goes all back to the Queen of Heaven spirit. Okay, you got you know, the lies. They teach our people to lie. You know, they liars. The wicked is the wicked is estranged from the womb. As soon as they be born, they come out speaking lies. So they're liars. So they want you to be a liar. That's why it tells you that in John 8:44. that ye are of your father the devil. All right, meaning our people are of their father the devil. So if the Lord is telling you you are of your father the devil, that means you are in the image, okay, of the devil. All right, and he was a what? He was a murderer from the beginning. He abode not in the truth. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. You see? So this is what this devil wants you to learn. He wants you to learn to lie like him. Okay? Oh shit. Before these damn pages fly away. Ah, broke. That sucks. It finally broke. That's another page. That's like the fourth page that comes out. So continuing on, let me grab 13. Oh shit. Salakia. Going into another image of the beast is idolatry, not idolatry, adultery. All right. With all the homosexuality shit that's going on top of that, this devil's teaching you to what? He's teaching you adultery, man. He wants you to go out there, which adultery is one of the worst things you can commit in front of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's like the worst. Okay? That's worthy of death. They all worthy of death. All the sins are worthy of death. All right? But that one, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, despises, man, heavy. And our people, all right, when you go into Hosea, it tells you why the Lord has a controversy with the land, man, because of the murder, the lies, the stealing, the adultery. Okay. So in here in this society, they teach you what? If you're a woman, go out there and have multiple men. If you're a man, go out there and fuck somebody's wife. That's what this devil wants you to do. He wants you to take on to that image right there. All right. Lock here. Oh man. 1 second, Salakia. Murder. Look how we got our people out here with murder. All right. Our people killing left and right. Our people, all they do is talk about music. And I mean, all they do is talk in their music about killing this person, killing that person. All right. This devil's all about death and murder, man. All right. He established his whole entire country on bloodshed, man, on iniquity. Okay. And he wants you to do the same. He wants our people to be killing our own brothers and sisters among ourselves, man. Why you think they feed us liquor stores on the corners? Why you think they feed us drugs and things like that? Which that's also an image of the beast. They want you to be a crackhead. They want you to be a drug addict. They want you to be a drunk in the corner over there. But see, why do they feed our people that shit? Because our people are going to be the type to take that shit and then they're going to turn against themselves. See, they're not going to stand up. You don't see none of our people standing up against the so-called white man. But they'll stand up against our own people and be quick to shoot his ass, stab his ass. But he won't go do that to the so-called white man. Because that's their God. They bow down to their God. They're not going to hurt their God. You see? So continuing on. Oh, shit. This is going back to 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And see, that's what's going to happen to brothers in this truth. Some of us going to be martyrs, man. Some of us are going to have to die for a testimony of Yahawashi. Why? Because we didn't bow down to that image of that beast. All right? Because whoever, let's grab that real quick. This is Revelations 14 and 9. And it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahawashi. And that's why we're going to be, some of us going to end up being martyrs, man, because we worship Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi. We're taking on the image of Yahawashi and not the image of this world, man, not the image of this beast system. All right. And that's what's going to piss him off the most, to the point where he's going to have to put some of us down. But whoever died in Yahawashi, man, that's an automatic crown. So if in our lot we have to be martyrs, hey, you might as well go down with a smile. All right. Laughing Esau's face the best you could. Because when that time comes that he gets put in your hand for captivity, yeah, that's going to be a beautiful day. Okay. So going back to Revelations 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak. All right, and they have given us life. They have given this image of the beast life by pushing it out here, man. By putting it through your social media, by putting it through your TV, through your movies, through your music. All right, that's how they're pushing that shit out right now. It says, damn. And cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads. So now this is that devil. After he's exposed to who this beast is, he knows he's the beast. He gonna come down on you with great wrath, because he know he has nothing but a short time. So what did he do? He gave you images for you to follow, because he gonna make sure that he going down, so he gonna take down as many as he could with him. All right. And in the process of you being tricked with the okie doke and following his image and his ways of the society, he gonna take it a step even further by giving you that charagma, all right, to make you that ultimate slave to his kingdom, man. Not to his kingdom, but to his his rulership. All right, because this ain't no damn kingdom. All right, this is not what a kingdom's gonna look like, man. A kingdom's gonna be on the true rulership of Yahawashi. All right. So going on, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. All right, which that word, all right, we're gonna break this down. I broke this down before, but we'll break it down again. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on real quick. Plug up this phone before it dies. I need the blue letter. This is Revelations. Pick up here, right? Revelations 13 and 16. If I could get there. All right, that word mark goes into that word charagma, all right, which this is what his mark is, and what's the purpose of his mark. Why does he want to do this, man? Because he wants to have, all right, first of all, he wants to have total control of you, all right, and he's playing the role of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh. He's trying to play the role of God, man. This is First Thessalonians, Second Thessalonians. Come on, man. Second Thessalonians 2 and I'll start from the top. Second Thessalonians 2 and 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach, by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled. Yeah, because the Lord never gave us the spirit of fear, man. The only spirit of fear that we should have is unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It says, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as the day of Yahweh Shai is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, which we fell away. We fell away many times, man. Okay, and it says, except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, and this is why we're able to expose who the beast is. All right, what this beast system is. It says, who opposeth and exalted himself. All right, so this is this devil showing his pride. All right, and when you read Obadiah, it goes into what? The pride of thy heart has deceived thee. All right, those that dwell in the clefts of the rock, talking about the Edomites. Edomites came from where? Mount Seir, the clefts of the rocks. All right, so he opposeth and exalted himself. Okay, let's grab this precept real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus 1:30. And it says, exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so Yahweh discover thy secrets. You see, this devil has exalted himself so much. This is why the Lord is exposing him, man. Jeremiah 49:10. I have made Esau bare. He can no longer hide himself. All right. He's being exposed through the prophets, man. Okay, which we're going to continue to read right now. All right, so you never want to exalt thyself, except lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so Yahweh discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. All right. So you got let me go back into that. Salakia. 2 Thessalonians 2:4, and it says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, that is called power, or that is worship. All right, because that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to acknowledge that he is power. All right, so if he's in power, he wants you to what? He wants you to bow down to him in his presence, worship him. All right, it says, so that he as power sitteth in the temple of God. All right, which we ourselves are the temple of God. All right. It says, showing himself that he is power. All right. So he that sitteth in the temple of God, how is he going to sit in the temple of the Lord, man? He going to sit in the temple of the Lord by giving us this technology. All right. Putting this technology into your mind or into your right hand. All right. Or anywhere. It don't even have to be in your right hand, or it could be in your left hand. It could be in your left butt cheek. It could be in your damn fucking right toe. It don't matter. You take the MOTB, you're going to have to suffer for it. All right. But what does this devil want to do? He wants to sit in the temple of the Most High, meaning he wants to sit with his technology in us. All right. And be able to what? Be able to, know your every move, know what you're thinking. Okay. They want to be able to know how your body is running. All right. Remember, we're above all these nations, man. Our bodies is different from all these other nations, man. We're much stronger. We're much smarter. There's no salt in these other nations. There's plenty of salt with us. You see? So they want to be like us. And in order for them to be like us, they have to get into our body. All right. And due to the fact that we're living in the fourth industrial revolution. All right. And the fourth industrial revolution is basically a time where you can do what? 3D printing. All right. They could 3D print body parts. I got a video that I'm actually working on, a video production that I found. There was an old video that I had that I never got to it. Get to it now. Shit that they were showing you, man, was 3D printing. There was 3D printing body parts in Brazil. Arms, legs, necks, hearts. So due to the fact that everything's in the fourth industrial revolution, we're able to what? In the internet of things, we're able to hack things. So if you can hack things, okay, well, then you could pretty much process that shit and 3D print it the way you want it to be. Okay? This is why he wants to get into your body. All right, which we're going to explain that even more. It says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And it's not no he might be revealed. He is being revealed in this time, man. Right in front of your face. If you can't see it, because you are of your father the devil. All right. And somebody that's the son of their father is not going to rat out their father. Okay. That's why these 2/3 won't go out there and expose this damn devil, man, because they are of their father the devil. All right. So it says, for the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And this is how this devil is being exposed, through the spirit, through the mouth of YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi. And what's the mouth of the Lord, man? His prophets that are on these highways and hedges bringing out this truth. Okay. It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power. Did we not just read that this beast was going to have power over the whole entire earth, man? So it says that comes after the working of Satan with all powers, with all power and signs and lying wonders. You see, this devil's all about lies. So everything that he comes out with is all lying wonders, man. Because they always have you thinking like, damn, is that shit true? Is that shit real? Is this really what it's about? Okay. And it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness and them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe in a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasures in unrighteousness. All right. So the Lord is putting strong delusion on this damn devil to make him believe that he's going to continue. All right. What's their inward thought? That their houses should continue forever and ever. This devil's thought is that I sit as a queen and I am no sorrow. I see no sorrows. I have no sorrows. This devil thinks that America can never be touched. Okay. And then our people that are 2/3, they're on the strong delusion also. Why? Because they're worshiping all these different ways of society, all these different idols. All right. They're doing the most wicked shit you could possibly name, to the point where they have overpassed the deeds of the wicked. They pretty much have made covenants. They have made a covenant with death, man. They love pleasure rather than righteousness. Pleasure gives you death. So there goes the covenant that you made. Okay. So going back to Revelations, the 13th chapter. All right. Going into that word mark. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. When you go into that word mark, we know that it goes into what? Charagma. All right. Which that word charagma, this is how you have the understanding that it's an actual physical mark. It's not a spiritual mark. All right. It's not no embargo. It's not no white women. It ain't fucking Caesar Borgia. It ain't a mental thing. I heard that today. Somebody was saying that these people think that it's a spiritual thing, that it's a mind thing for you to receive this mark. No, this shit is an actual. This shit is an actual physical mark, man, and you can't get around it. Why? Because if you break down the words into their Strong's definition, you'll have an understanding of what you're reading. That's why the scriptures tell you, with all thy reading, get understanding. All right. You have to really understand what you're reading. You have to break down the words in its original text to get the what? The actual passage of what that means, of what that word represents, or what is being said in that sentence. All right. So the word charagma goes into, which you brothers that study, you already know this. All right. Is a stamp or an imprinted mark. All right. So they're going to stamp you just like, let me put it to you like this, like I was saying in the beginning. You got Esau, that was a beast of the field. All right. What did they do with beasts? They tamed them. What did they do with wild beasts back in those days, man? They will brand them, all right, to show that that's a wild beast, basically. So they're going to brand you because you acting like a wild beast, because you're taking after the ways of this beast. So you have to get branded by him. All right. It says, of the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Hamashiach, which is many anti-Hamashiachs. It ain't just not one person. So this mark is showing that that this is a badge that's being shown onto you, that you are a follower of Esau in this society, man. It says thing carved, sculpture, graven work. So now we know that this thing is going to be something carved into the skin, which that's already a sin, because it tells you in Leviticus that there should be no cuttings made into the flesh. So by you carving this into your flesh, you're actually breaking one of the law, statutes, commandments, man. All right. It says the mark branded upon horses, okay, wild horses, wild animals, beasts, okay. It says thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. Yeah, because by you taking this MOTB, that's your image of this damn society, man. You're showing everybody, look, hey, I'm part of this society. I'm down with Esau. I want to go back to normal. I want to be able to go to the store and buy food and buy water. I want to go play video games. I want to still be able to go to the club and have a good time. You see? That's you making that your idolatrous image. Okay? Which, going into the Strong's definition, it says a scratch or etching. All right? So again, they scratching on the surface of what? Your skin, to get deep into your skin. All right? Subdermal. They want it underneath your skin so they can what? All right? They can be able to detect anything that's under the skin. All right? They want to detect the outside and the inside. Okay? If they take your inside, they put that in you, that's just like taking your soul and snatching it away from you. The outside, all right? The outside is pretty much what they got you all messed up with, the image of the society. So by you following the ways of the society, all right, in the image, they already got you on the outside of your body. Okay? You're dressing like them. You're being a fruity pebble like them. You're being an adulteress like them. You're being a liar, a murderer, a thief. Okay? On the outside. But now if you take it on the inside, when they want to get into your body, that's taking your soul, basically, man. That's selling your soul to this damn devil, okay? And not leaning on to YAHAWAH'S YAHAWAH'S for your protection. All right? So going into that word, all right, karagma goes into karax, which karax goes into a pale or stake. All right? If you look at all these different, videos they have of people taking the MOTB, you see that what they're using is like a pale or a stake. And it's all in the shape of a cross, man, to show you how spiritual this is, man. All right. And they're able to what? They're able to stake it into your skin and then push it out. All right. So karax, it says, in the Strong's definition, it says karaso, to sharpen to a point. All right. And what is the needle? The needle that they use, which is a thick ass, big ass needle, all right, is sharpened to a point. In order for them to put it into your skin, it has to have a point in the front of it, man. So it can dig and scratch into your skin. It says, through the idea of scratching, it says a stake by implication. By implication. All right, because this is going to be implemented into your body, man, once it's made mandatory. A palisade or a rampart. All right. Military mound for the circumvallation. Circumvallation. Oh, my bad. Circumvallation in a siege. All right. Going into that word goes into karax goes into grapho. All right, which grapho says to write with reference to the form of letters. All right. Yeah, because we're not going to have to You don't have to write no more. There's gonna be no more pieces of paper with pen. All right, everything is gonna be on a grain of rice technology that's gonna be able to hold as much data as you could possibly name, man. Okay, here it is. Our phones use what? My phone has 128 gigabytes automatically to the phone, and I got about 5,000 videos, 5,000 pictures, and I still got like 20 something gigabytes left. Imagine us. We ain't the size of no phone, man. We a whole 6'5", some people 5'5", whatever. Here it is that they're putting all this nanotechnology into your body. All right. So when the time comes that they give you this MOTB, all right, it's just gonna be that much easier for you to connect to their system. That shit is running through all in through your body. Okay. So it says to write with reference to the form of the letters. We're not gonna have to write no more because everything's gonna be written in data form into that actual CHIP. It says to delineate, or which, as a matter of fact, I was just thinking not too long ago, about 3 months ago, I seen an article where you had lawyers were saying that they might be one of the first ones to receive that MOTB because they won't have to write notes anymore and make files, and all their files is just going to be right here, right in the mind. All right. Which we know that they have the Rice Krispie treat that's being brought to your right hand, but you also got that Rice Krispie treat that's being put into your mind. And Elon Musk has been doing it for a while now, man. Don't let them fool you and make you think that he ain't been putting it in people's brains. They're already doing that shit, man. All right? They've been doing that shit forever. In order for them to be able to go out there and make it mandatory, they had to be experimenting on people already, man. And that shit started with animals, man. You had dogs and cats that ended up having MOTBs in their bodies. So they figured, you know what? It works on them. We're just as much as animals. Hey, let me put it on their asses. You see? And what they do, they start using our people as guinea pigs, and they start using us here and there. Might give you a little bit of money, tell you great things, or we'll take care of you, this and that. But again, an enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. Okay? So, good luck here. It says to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. All right. So it says to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. All right. Because the first thing I think of is tablet. I think of these damn phones, these tablets, these iPhones, these iPads and shit like that. And what are you able to do on that? All right. You're able to put in whatever type of information you want into those tablets. Okay? Just like the same thing with paper. All right? When you have the pen, you're able to put down whatever you want in that piece of paper. Okay? So it's the same thing with you. They're going to be able to record whatever they want into your mind. Just like at the time, if you ever seen the movie The Matrix, man, when they plugged up Neo, they were able to what? You want to fly a damn plane? I got you. You're going to fly a plane today. All right? You want to be able to do karate kicks and think you the golden child? Well, here you go. Let me link you up. Okay? So that's what's going to be. That's going to be that's one of the things that are going to be able to be done. It says to write with reference to the contents of writing, to express in written characters. All right, which all that reminds me of what? It reminds me of the Matrix. All right, how you had all the trickling numbers and letters going down. That's pretty much what's going to be running through your body, man. Because the internet is all pretty much just numbers, binary numbers, and shit like that. Okay. It says to commit to writings, things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. You see, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to be able to record your every move, your every step, record every breath you take in, every hump you're doing to your woman. When your ass go to fart and take a shit in the bathroom, he threw 3 farts. They're going to be able to record every single thing that you're doing in your life, man. Okay? It says things not to be forgotten. Going back to what I was just talking about with the lawyers. The lawyers, they were saying that they're going to be one of the first ones to receive it because they're going to be able to not have to worry about files and writing down things on paper. Everything is going to be right here. And they're just going to what? They're just going to pop it right up whenever they need it, man. All right? It says, used of those things which stand written in the sacred books of the Old Testament. All right? It says to write to one by writing in a written epistle to give information, directions. All right? Yeah, because we're going to be like a GPS. Once that's put in your body, they're able to track you wherever the hell you at, man. You could be in Saddam Hussein's little rat hole. They'll know that you're in there. Okay? Because why? They're going to be able to what did it say? They're going to be able to give directions. It says to give information. They're going to be able to download what they want into your body. They're going to be able to put any type of information they want to put into your body. All right. So your body can record it. Okay. This is how they're going to be able to control you. This is how they're going to be able to make you do what they want to. Because once that shit connects to your mind, all right, they have control of your whole entire brain, basically, man. It says to fill with writing, to draw up in writing, compose. You see, when you compose something, you're what? You making it whatever you want it to be. So by getting this into your mind or in your right hand, they're gonna be able to put you and make you what they want you to be. Okay? They pretty much, it's almost like they're gonna press a button, and if they want you to pat your head and rub your stomach, you gonna do it. All right, so you see how all this, all right, who the beast is, which is a man, and it goes back to what? It goes back to this man being ruler, all right, over NATO, okay, and the seven heads, okay. I mean NATO and the EU, Salakia, all right, and he's the one that's ruling over all that, all right. And then he has what? He has the image that he has given you for all people to follow in the ways of the society, because that's how he wants you to, he wants to mold you into the ways that he wants you to do. Okay? To the point that once he has you molded, now he's able to present this solution, all right, to end all the shit that's going on in the world, and we don't have to worry about it no more because it's all going to be in one little ass grain of rice, man. You see? And that's the image that you don't want to take. Because see, we were all living in the socket. That's the mark that you don't want to take. Because we were all living in the image of the beast at one point until we came into this truth. And then we what? We were healed through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH'S. We were cleansed by the word. But we were all walking in the image of the beast at one point, man. But we're no longer walking in that way now. You see? So because we're not walking in the image of the beast, that's why it's going to be impossible to deceive the elect, and the elect is not going to bow down to your ways, man. They're not going to take that MOTB that you want us to take, man, because we know better. Okay? So, matter of fact, I'm going to end it there through the spirit. It says strong definitions. It says to grave, especially to write, to describe writing, all right, which at the end of the day, once they get that in there, they're going to be able to describe you whatever they want to describe you as. Okay, because once you get that put in your body, the Lord ain't going to describe you. The Lord not dealing with you no more. So he going to leave it up to Esau to describe what you are. And what you're going to be, you're pretty much going to be a piece of shit just like Esau, man. Because you took on the ways of the society, man, and you didn't take on the ways of the Lord while his men were out here giving you this word left and right, man, day and night. All right? Week in and week out, year after year. Elders and apostles have been doing this for 30 plus years, man. You can't tell me that the elders and apostles is not on point, man. They've been talking about this 30 years ago, explaining to you what this MOTB was, what was coming to our what was coming to our society, and how Esau was going to be exposed and be brought down, man. And nobody believes it. It tells you that in Habakkuk, though. I tell you, let me grab it real quick. Really, this shit keep coming out. Give me 1 second. This is Habakkuk 1:5. And it says, behold, ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which you will not believe, though it be told to you. You see? So here it is, we're telling you what's to come to pass, and these people don't believe us, man. And the Lord told you they wasn't going to believe. They didn't believe even when Yahawashi was on the scene. So what makes you think they're going to believe us? You see? The servant is not greater than his master. So if they didn't believe in Yahawashi when he was on the scene, and his own family members didn't even believe him, except the 2 brothers that were in the truth, all right? Imagine how much more us, when we're trying to give the word to these people, they don't believe us, man. They look at us like we fucking nuts. But see, it's all going to be made manifest who the true men of the Lord were. That's when that time comes and all these things happen. You're going to know that what? There was a prophet among you. And then it's going to be too late for you to repent. Because you're supposed to repent while the gates of repentance is open onto you. All right, you're not supposed to repent last minute. Oh shit, this shit is real. Oh, let me repent now. Unless the Lord has you as a last minute Israelite to wake up, you ain't waking up, man. When you finally do wake up, you're gonna wake up in your destruction. You see? And that's why you got to take heed to the Lord while he may be found. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Because what sudden destruction gonna come upon you? All right, and the sudden destruction is right this place. I did a lesson earlier. The Lord about to pull a plug on this place, man. You had now I don't know how long it's gonna last, but you had all these flights being canceled right now. Ain't nobody can leave the country right now. People can come in, but they can't come out. They can't leave the country. I don't know if that's gonna last for a while or not. All right, but whether it does or not, it happened about 3-4 weeks ago, and it happened again today. And they try to say that it was a what do you call that shit? That they hacked into the systems and shit like that. All right. But then there was an article saying that Biden said they didn't hack into the system. Regardless, it's already happened twice within a month. All right. That's the Lord showing you signs that this place is about to be fucking locked down, man. The Lord is about to pull the plug on this place, man. This is why you see brothers coming out with videos after videos after videos. And that's why at the same time, the sifting process of Satan, all right, is getting even harder and harder, because we're at the end of this thing, man. And this place is about to go down. Okay. And Lord willing, it does, like the elder apostle Tahar coined this year, all right, the hopeful year of all the prophecies to come to pass, man. And that's exactly what we hope for. We want to see this place burn already, man. We tired of this place. Okay, we tired of the folly. Folly's setting great dignity up in here, man. You see these servants on horses, man, and you see us that are supposed to be the true kings, the true princes, all right, like the scriptures say, walking as servants upon the earth. The Lord created this world for our sakes, man. So once you know this truth, you can't wait to get what's yours, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. So, hey, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying, I'm going to end it off on that note through the spirit. All right. Salaki, if I was all over the place, it's all through the spirit. All right. But Lord willing, it was edifying and it was understood. All right. And I got the point across through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom, the Wada for tuning in. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahawashi. You sisters, keeping the faith, keep listening, keep silent. All right. So with that, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.